Hey beauties, it's Jayme Jo
and Jessie Massoud,
and welcome to Skinfluence,
a podcast dedicated to beauty, fashion and self-love.
turning your weakness into your uniqueness. Before we get started, we would like to acknowledge the custodians of the land on which we record, the Gadigal People of the Eora Nation.
Today's episode will be a little more controversial as we are going to be revealing what we think the top 5 worst makeup trends are and some products that can help you navigate yourself away from their trap.
Okay, Jess, I'm really excited to be talking about our least favourite makeup trends because there are some really big doozies going around on the internet right now, and they're the kind of trend that we are going to look back on and just laugh at.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you just go, why
are we doing this?
What led us to be that way?
Yeah.
And make those decisions.
That's true, and it kind of reminds me of like looking back on 2016 makeup trends. We all hate like the full matte lipstick and the crazy eyebrows. So this is just a similar situation, but we're predicting what we're going to hate later.
Yep. Okay, let's get into it. What's the first one?
All right, this is a very recent trend. I don't think you've seen it though. It is contouring your whole face with blush.
Which I cannot wrap my head around. When you were talking about this with me in the car, I thought, how does that actually work? Like, isn't contouring to shape your face? How would blush achieve that look?
Yeah, contouring is basically, it's supposed to create shadow, right? You're going to create shape, dimension, chisel out a few features. With blush, I can kind of get the premise of the trend because blush can make you feel like really youthful and sun-kissed and beautiful, but I think we're just taking it a step too far.
Yeah.
People are literally taking cream blush, like in a stick form, and they are drawing it across their forehead, underneath their cheekbones, and on their chin.
Just so I can understand a little bit better, is it like a bright pink, a rosy pink, or like a deep reddish pink?
No,
what colour is...
I wouldn't say it's a bright pink, but it's definitely more of a rosy pink. So like a pink that would emulate your natural flush. Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of.
But they're literally painting it on. Like they are painting it on, and they're even chiseling out their nose with pink blush.
Yeah.
And the worst part is the chin.
Yeah, because why would we want to emphasize redness in the chin?
Yeah, that's exactly right. It makes you look a little bit sick. I don't like the trend because it makes people look sick. And especially on anyone with a medium skin tone upwards, this is not the one.
I just can't imagine doing it on my personal skin tone because I have like no natural rosiness or pinkness in my face. So adding that in for contour would make no sense. It'd be like so disparate to my natural skin tone.
Yeah, but it does look like kind of pretty on paler skin.
I'm not a fan.
I think that we're in a blush era, and I love the blush era, but we're definitely just taking it a bit too far. So some other variations.
Well, I was just going to say that I love the experimentation of blush, but we really do tend to push things to their limits.
Yeah.
And maybe this is just an example where, we could like rein it in a little bit.
Like it just doesn't work.
Yeah, because it's not realistic to leave your house with blush contour. I mean, you could, but does it look amazing?
Probably
I guess
not.
It's
not
up to
in
your
the sun.
personal opinion, but I don't like it.
Right now, Nude Sticks actually just launched a new collection, and they have a whole Bronze Sticks Sun-Kissed collection, which kind of emulates where the sun would naturally fall on the face and gives it that gorgeous highlight. And those tones are really nice. Like they actually came out with a few different tones that would match a whole bunch of different skin colors. This I wouldn't recommend putting anywhere near the chin, but it is nice on the cheeks. It is really nice on the cheeks and even on the eyelids, just for more of a monochromatic look.
Are these pink shades or are these more bronzy shades?
They're a harmonious mix of both. They're really
so
pretty.
you're saying that like for using different shades for different areas, or is it like a one shade stick?
They have an entire collection based around being bronze and sun-kissed. So there's a few more bronzy shades and there's a few shades that kind of have that like pinky brownness.
Yeah, and I think a way to achieve like the contour look without necessarily going in on your nose and your chin with a pink, you can still draw attention to different parts of your face and make it look fuller or slimmer with the placement of your blush.
Yeah, that's
right. So where
right.
do you place your blush? Because I've told you off in the past.
Yeah.
You just like, sometimes you just put blush like everywhere. And like, Jayme, like you're not even like targeting a specific spot, that it could look way more flattering if you just put it on the apples if you want to look more fuller, higher up if you want to have like the high cheekbone look. So after I gave you that advice to not just put it all over your sides of your face, where do you like to put it now?
Okay. Sometimes I just get really sloppy with my makeup, to be honest. I'm just like, chuck the blush on, let's get out the door, looks good to me. But I noticed that I was putting the blush like a little bit too far down.
It made you look droopy.
Yeah, it was drawing it was drawing my face like downwards rather than lifting and enhancing my natural features. So now if I want to be like, oh, I'm
intentional.
Plump. Yeah, if I want to be like fun and cute, I like to pop it like right on the apples. If I want to be more snatched, I'm going to pop it more like up towards my eyes to create that like catty effect.
So it's still intentional placement of the product, but not necessarily on your chin.
Yeah, and the nude sticks is a great option to achieve that look without overdoing it and just going straight in with a strict blush. And they are $60 and you can get them from Sephora. And you can just pick any one that like really matches your own skin tone and suits the vibe that you're going to go for. I think one of the worst makeup trends and just trends in general is the mob wife aesthetic. I really hate it. What it is that kind of like Italian mafia wife look, if that even has a look. So I would say big hoops, big blowout, really like dark eye makeup, a red lip, like maybe a beauty spot, a fur,
just like
a
an
fur
added
coat.
One. Okay.
And like high leather black boots. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but it sounds like 2010 because that's what we all used to do.
That's what we were all doing.
Right?
I just think that the name is like a bit silly, mob wife aesthetic. Like being a mob wife doesn't really actually sound very appealing.
No, it's not, is it? So what parts do you like or do you just hate it in general?
No, I think that you can do it in a good way, but it doesn't need to be necessarily under the name of being a mob wife makeup look. It's just going back to the same thing of not going with the clean girl aesthetic. Yeah. Everyone just got really, really sick of the clean girl aesthetic, and then people started doing a bit more smudgy makeup, and they were like, oh, it's mob wife makeup. Like,
we're taking it to the next level.
It's really not. It's just...
Because in my mind, I'm thinking mob wife is just an extension of that sexy secretary, which we talked about, which is now called the red wine girly. So I think I love so many different aspects of that.
Exactly. For me, I like the experimentation with the makeup, like using a little bit darker products. I started to stray away from dark brown and black eyeliners, especially in my waterline, because when I was younger, I thought, oh, this makes me look really, really ethnic. And I didn't like that because I wanted to fit in. So I like that it kind of plays to ethnic features and it does look really beautiful on ethnic features, this particular trend. So that is a part of it that I do like.
But an interesting name for the trend.
Exactly. Like, why is it called that? But what we can take away from this is you don't have to obviously fit into that clean girl aesthetic, and like being messy with your makeup does look really, really beautiful and effortless sometimes. So that is a part of the trend that I like to incorporate more.
I really want to move on to this next one because I can't. It's the Meredith Duxbury foundation technique.
Yep.
And if you don't know the name of it, you'll know what it is when I describe it. It's when you pump a lot of foundation onto your hands.
Like a lot.
Like a lot, like a wasteful amount, and rub it into the skin. And most people will remember on TikTok, there was one specific person doing it. That's Meredith.
Yep.
And she would get millions and millions and millions of views just for doing this.
Yeah.
It was a marketing move on her behalf.
Definitely. And people started to play into the trend and try out the trend for themselves because really, like, realistically, I don't think anybody watching thought, oh, that's a really good way to apply foundation. Like, no one wants to apply a layer, like a cake layer of foundation.
Like fondant on your face.
Ew. And then have it like dripping on your hands. Like it doesn't look nice. It looks uncomfortable. The skin looks cakey. And she literally would rub this like 5, 6 pumps.
I just remember her like scraping it off her face. Like it's a full layer.
Yeah.
But like before she takes it off, it just looks like she has a very flawless foundation on. Like if you didn't know how she applied it. So I think people liked the full coverage nature of the look it was prior to realizing what she was doing. But you can get that with one product and applying a very normal amount onto your skin.
Definitely. You just need to emulate that similar look. All she was doing was full glam, essentially. But she was using this kind of like tactic to draw people in and question what she was doing. So she's actually very smart
lady,
in building like a cult following. That was her way in.
But
what?
I never followed her. I don't understand the reason behind following someone who just pumps a lot of foundation in their hands and puts it on their face. What?
No, you have to give her some credit. She actually does really, really good makeup.
That's true.
And people just fell in love with her personality over time, which is like she's really funny. She's actually really funny. So I kind of get it. But in terms of this trend for foundation, number one, it's wasteful. Number two, it actually does not look good. It is cakey.
And products are expensive. No one has like the means to be doing it.
We don't need to be doing that. So some recommendations on our part. If you want to have a full beat, full glam, and you want your skin to look absolutely perfect, like not like real skin, just like a full beat.
Yeah, like I'm going glam today.
Yeah.
So me and Jamie really love the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This is on the pricier side, $105 from David Jones. But of course, we love to provide cheaper options. And I use this one particularly all the time. It's the Maybelline Super Stay 24-hour skin tint. And this one's only $20 from Chemist Warehouse.
And don't let the name deter you, because skin tint obviously sounds like it's just going to be light coverage, but I don't know what Maybelline have put in this magic bottle.
Yeah.
This gives you the most flawless face, and you can just build it up just to add a little bit like more full coverage, but it's such a beautiful product and finish on the face. In terms of the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, it is an investment, but this is kind of like your special occasion foundation.
Like if you're going to a wedding and you need your makeup to last all day from morning to night, this one will. And even performers or people that are going on stage, like this one is going to last. Isn't this what you use?
I wouldn't use this on stage. It's too beautiful to sweat off.
Oh, fair enough.
I would use this for a wedding, formal event, or like if I am creating like a really beautiful makeup look for fun, whatever it is. If I want to look snatched, that's what I'm going to use. We are on to our fourth trend that we hate, and that is a strong word, but this one I particularly really do not like. It is the pink under eyes.
This one is really similar to the contour on your face with blush.
It's like, what are we doing?
I know we love blush, but I think there is a place for it. And under the eyes, I don't think it's one of those places.
It's not the one. Let me explain what it looks like first.
Yeah.
So, when blush kind of re-emerged and took the whole beauty industry by like, I don't know, just put them in a chokehold, really. There was one particular blush, and it was the Dior blush. It's a very beautiful lilac light pink tone, and it kind of emulates like a baby doll blush, really. That became so popular. Everyone was using it.
Yeah, it was when everyone sort of wanted the like porcelain doll effect.
Yes, exactly. That porcelain, smooth skin, like very unnatural looking cheek, to be honest. It doesn't look natural at all. This is for the full glam girlies. So everyone was obsessed with that blush, and they started to play around with placement, and I noticed a lot of people using blush kind of on the side of their eye.
Yeah, like here.
Which can look really beautiful, especially if you're doing an art, like a creation with your makeup. But people started getting a little bit funky with it, and they started using, with their concealer, they would add a dot of their blush into their concealer and actually cover their under eyes in like a very pink tone. And I know Jessie can't fathom that.
No. Like a liquid blush into their liquid concealer. They mix the colours to do that. Yep. Again, I just think it would make me look sick personally, and I can't imagine leaving the house.
Exactly. This isn't something that's going to look cute in natural lighting, like at all. This isn't for the natural girl.
Actually, I've realised a lot of the looks we see online look really good with a ring light in front and the beauty filter on, which beauty filter is another topic for me. Yeah. But, a lot of the time in person, it doesn't resonate as well.
Yeah. 100%. And this is exactly that trend. So people started not only doing that, adding the blush into their concealer, then they also started scraping blush, like actually breaking up their blush palettes into their translucent powder.
The pore palettes.
Yeah, to set under their eyes.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
But there are products that you can get that without having to break up your own little palettes at home.
Of course. Now people have actually come out with like cherry setting powders.
Oh, like cherry.
Like pink undertoned setting powders.
Actually, I had one of those.
Oh, yeah, from Laura Mercier.
But it's the rose undertone, but it's really fine.
That's really subtle. There's some brighter colours ones.
Right, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So this trend, I would say, again, for the full beat girlies, and it kind of, the original meaning or the original like thing that they wanted to achieve behind this trend was to add like a seamless finish to your makeup so that your blush kind of blended really seamlessly into the under eye. Okay. But they just took it way too far, and they started to put blush fully like under their under eye, and it looks pink and it just looks unnatural. So it's not something we would ever do.
We're from the capital.
100%. 100%. And that's why I'm saying, if you're doing an artsy look, this is cool. This looks beautiful, but it's not, you're not going to a wedding with pink under eyes.
I wouldn't personally.
No, I know, clearly. But in terms of blushes that we're obsessed with right now that do blend beautifully into the skin, if you want to get that look and that placement kind of higher up on the face, I have just fallen in love with a new blush, but it is pricey, guys. It's pricey. It is the Power Blush from Gucci in the shade 09 Intense Plum. Also from David Jones, and it's $88. Like, $88 for a blush is...
Yeah, but that's like a gift.
It is. This is like special occasion present.
Like the packaging's really beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Like it's,
It's
something
luxe.
nice to receive. It's luxe.
Yeah, it's really, really pretty Gucci standard packaging. Like, just looks really nice. And it's a gorgeous colour. Jessie immediately stole it off me.
Yeah,
when she
I'm
saw me
always
wear
going
it.
to be taking like those really nice, almost plumish colours away from you because they look better on me.
They do. They actually do. They look really good on Jess. So this is, I mean, you can just place that kind of higher up on the cheek to get that look without going too far.
Yeah, exactly. So this last makeup trend that we hate, actually we don't agree on.
Yeah, we don't agree.
So Jayme has put in the laminated soap brows.
Yeah.
And we have differing opinions, so we thought that would be fun to share.
Yeah, well, I hate laminated brows where they look like they've, I don't know, been electrocuted.
Like an added eyelash.
Yeah.
But stuck down.
Yeah, exactly. So if you don't know what it is, laminated brows kind of came around maybe like 2 years ago. So it's a beauty treatment where you have to get it done professionally, and the brow artist essentially sticks your brows in place. So originally it was just to keep the brows in place and make them look like soft and fluffy.
Yeah.
But we went too far again, and we ended up with having very spiky, long-looking eyebrows, and it kind of is jarring.
So you always are taking the extreme case. So for me, I like the laminated soap brows that you can sort of even just do them by yourself at home.
Yeah.
With a product. Like I remember at Mecca, they have it was like 13.
Yeah, soap brow.
The soap brow kit was like $14.
Yep.
And it's like a paste.
So it was like a little pot of
gel.
clear gel.
It was like a pot of clear
and then
gel.
you have to spray
you spray
it.
your setting spray in it, and then you kind of stick your eyebrows down in place. And that was really good for me because personally my eyebrows move around so much. Like they don't stay in the position I want them to with a normal eyebrow gel.
That's true.
So for me that works really well in lasting the day. And I mean, I guess I wouldn't make them look like sticky porcupines like you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I can see why you don't like that look. But I love a laminated brow on someone who has a really like big features and
Strong
their eyebrows
face.
are strong, and I think it suits them really well.
Well, it does. It suits models. Like, they look absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
But I could never. It
You
just
got a
doesn't
tiny
suit
face,
me. Yeah, my
yeah.
face is too small, and it would be very jarring
It
to
would be
see.
jarring, yeah.
I think that people get like, this is what I've been seeing going around actually on TikTok, brow dysphoria, where they think that their brows look really, really good for a long period of time, and then they look back and they go, what was I doing?
Oh, you've been through
and
that.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done that. So
Yeah.
that's why I can't play into this trend. It just seems terrifying to
Yeah,
me.
you're terrified to try anything with your eyebrows because Jayme went through this like 3-year phase of block black eyebrows.
2016.
And I don't know if you've seen Jamie's face, but just try and imagine it.
Yeah.
It wasn't cute.
I suit like softer things. I don't have that strong like model face that can carry a
I think
thick brow.
eyebrows are something that people are constantly experimenting with. We've got like shaving the ends of brows off. That's scary. They might not grow back. Like I remember my mum's generation, they all plucked their eyebrows to super, super thin.
Yeah.
And they've just never grown back. So I wouldn't make permanent changes like
No,
that.
definitely not.
Well,
But
risky, I guess.
But thin brows are kind of in right now too. I love thin brows on TikTok. Like they look really cute, but it's just a filter too. Like it's not going to be in real life. It's not going to look good in real life. Have you seen the thin brow filter?
I have. I
Yeah.
don't like it.
See, I think I would look good with that.
You already have thin eyebrows. Why make them thinner?
Well, I'm not going to. I mean, sometimes I'm tempted, but
You did it last time and now you're like, I accidentally plucked too much off.
yeah, I did. But Jessie gets her brows done, right? And I do my own brows because I'm very fussy. So these are our top 5 current hated makeup trends. But this is always changing, guys. It always comes in and out of fashion depending on what is trending right now in the world.
Yeah, so thank you for joining us today on Skinfluence. If you're interested in any of the products mentioned in today's episode, they are available in the episode description on your podcast app.
If you love what you hear, leave us a rating and a review.
And if you have any questions you want us to cover on the pod, reach out via our socials at Jessie Massoud.
And at Jayme Jo. Or send us an email at skinfluence@novapodcasts.com.au.
Bye.
Bye,
Love you guys.
Mwah.